guys, I'm Grace.
I'm Jasmine.
And we're the DIY Girls. We've been gone for a little bit. I'm so sorry. We've been busy, haven't we?
Oh my.
We want to say thank you to everyone who's watching our videos, to everyone who's liking our videos. Yes. We're having a little bit of an issues with the videos. They're not showing the views correctly compared to the likes. So we're trying to work with YouTube, see if they can figure out what's going on with them. So we're trying to hold off on the posting because this happened last 3 videos and they adjusted it and now it happened again. So we're saying, but again, we do want to say thank you. I know you guys are watching, subscribing, hitting that like button. And today's video is our hat.
So my mom did all the work. I just designed it of putting where the facts went, the words, and everything. But she did a really good job.
I gotta tell you, this is gonna go on my top list of things to do. I am so hoping I find the candy cane so that I can do a candy cane, I guess, wreath. And we absolutely love it. We hope that you guys like it too.
It'll be in our Christmas haul if we end up finding it. So
yeah, so soon there'll be a Christmas haul. Again, we're just holding off all our stuff. We're trying to put up these videos before we go ahead and do the haul.
One thing you can do with the candy canes is make it a heart. Make it a heart.
So if you find one, try to get 2 of them. Yeah. And again, we'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye. So this is my very first attempt at making one of these, I guess, wreath in a way. So that ribbon is from Hobby Lobby. And the mesh is from Dollar Tree, and the witch's hat is from Dollar Tree. So I had the concept of what I wanted to do, but I had never done a project like this. So all I did was wrap that part right on the tip. I'm trying to figure out how it is. Eventually I push it more down for you guys to see better. But I needed to make sure the tip was covered. You see, I'm trying to figure it out. And then I just, okay, I got it. Now I'm going to hot glue it. Okay, the whole thing was hot glue. And then I realized I'm going to need something. But there, I trimmed a little bit in some parts. You see me trim. Because I don't want that extra one coming out. I add more glue. And there we go. And then I found my little things. Finger protectors from Dollar Tree, because the metal obviously was hot with a hot glue gun, and I need to really make sure press it in so that it gets stuck in there. And then I was flipping it around, and then of course I had to pull a little back, and I have to bend it a little bit, as you can see there, in order to get a full cover without the metal showing, or very little of that metal showing. So I ended up putting a little bit to hold it in the corner. And then I flip it over even more. Again, those finger protectors were the key to this project. And you see, at one point I started realizing, okay, I keep bending it and losing some of the ribbon. And I don't know if I'm going to have enough, because I already had used this ribbon with something else I was trying to figure out how to do. So see, I'm folding it again, and I see another, and again, for the top part, actually, this was, I guess, the best way, because that tip was the hardest part to cover. So I folded again, and then I hot glue, and my buddy wasn't here for this one. She wasn't for crafts today, but again, since I didn't even know how to start this project, it was a trial and go. I just started recording and figuring out how to make this one come to life. And this one's also going in the book of my favorites. And so here's when I figured, okay, I'm done doing this toss and turn, because I know I'm not going to have enough. So what I did was I started cutting it. I flipped it back up. And then I held it there in place. Again, those fingertip thingies were the best, because I really had to hold it in place for a minute or two. Or really seconds. All right, so I started measuring so that it would just wrap around. Now, if you're gonna put this in a glass window, then you gotta make sure the lap is over, and you may need extra because this burlap, you can see through it, and then you'll see that the back wasn't completely fully covered, okay? So again, I just flipped on the sides and hot glued it there. So again, don't put in the window if you're gonna do this tip or this style, because it will show that it doesn't go completely around. And if you are gonna put in a window, then obviously buy an extra one of this ribbon. So I figured out if I hot glue one end, it won't move, and then I can just cut the other part and again hot glue. So this was all trial and error as I went. Okay. And then obviously some part you need extra hot glue, and then I kind of show you here what it's coming out. So again, this could be a scarecrow hat. It could be a witch's hat. It could just be a decorative piece that could be for anything. And again, I started the same steps, hot glue. As the bottom part got bigger, it was a little also easier to hold. And then I trimmed a piece there, and I trimmed another one because it was going to show on the bottom. And I wanted to make it as unwrinkly, or, you know, not wrinkled at all as I possibly could. Again, I hot glued, showed you a little bit there. Go on with the next step. Again, hot glue, and then I fold, see how much I need, I cut, and there you go. Again, I love that that burlap ribbon. I got it from Hobby Lobby. I got another one similar to that one in blue, and I just love it. If probably I would have not used a piece of it, it would have been, I was probably able to wrap it around, but because I had used some of it already, I didn't have enough. But there you go. You see I do it again, and then one last piece. As you can see, I end up with a little piece only, and it would have not been enough to like continue wrapping it around. But again, it was really easy. And then mine was broken there on the bottom, so I ended up gluing that part. And that's it. The top part of this hat is done. Again, making sure that every part is hot glued. I show you more or less how it came out. I think it's so cute. And then I hot glued where the little metal pieces were to the burlap, to making sure nothing comes up. And that top part is done. All right. The next part of the pieces is this part here. So I'm going to show you the first thing I came up with, and then I'll show you that that method did not work. So I still showed it to you. And then of course you need pipe cleaners. So at first I was measuring for 5 inches, and then I realized I just ended up doing 6. But see, I'm kind of measuring there, and I was doing this for each one of them because again, at first I wasn't sure how I was gonna make my idea come, and I had never done it. So you wrap it up like a little burrito or a little soft taco. You're just like squeeze, 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 squeeze. You cut off, I think it was about, that one was way too small, but it's about 2 inches for the pipe cleaner. And then you wrap it, and then you attach it to the metal. And that is how you do the first piece. Okay? So you gotta do a little turns. The end I ended up trimming some of it just so, because I didn't want none of the pipe cleaners coming out. So I did a few in this format. I put it under, I cut it out, and I did a few because I didn't want a ton of these just hanging around. And again, I cut them around and then I attached it. Better off if you have all these pipe cleaners already pre-cut, because that'll make, you know, everything a whole lot easier for you to just grab and go. And this is something you can do while watching TV, because again, you're just going to be putting it in, attaching it, and you need something that will take up the time. So as you can see, I show you the concept. I flip it back and just attach it to the wire. Now I only did the top part of the witch's hat, and I used one of the blue, one of the purple, orange, and black. If you wanted to do the bottom one too, or should I say as well, you would need 2 blacks, 2 orange, 2 purples. But for me, it was puffy enough. I didn't want anything extremely puffy. So you can see here again the concept. You see, it was already puffy enough. Now, I wanted to come up with another way, so I was like, maybe if I use the popsicle stick, but it was moving, and turn, keep turning it, but it was popping out. So you'll eventually figure out how to hold the popsicle stick and turn the thing, you see? And it goes a whole lot easier instead of trying to cut each one by one. So you see here again, and eventually I get to the end, and now you cut the whole thing, and you cut the other side again, and you know, there's always a few that don't, but that's it. Ta-da! And yes, it is extremely messy. And then I was going to do the popsicle stick, and I realized that that roll is the same size I needed. It made it a whole lot easier to turn. I do the same thing again, and this made it so much faster, because if not, I was never going to finish. So that is my biggest tip for you guys, is use either a popsicle stick or the leftover one. And again, cut on both sides. This one was a little more difficult to cut, and then I realized I had missed, I guess, a whole layer. And then you do the same thing on the other side. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, because at first I was trying for it to be perfect. Again, when they're all together and you put them all in pieces, you're not going to tell. But again, they were about 6 inches, and you grab one of each again, and you had already seen me do the process. It went so much faster once they were all cut. I wrapped it, I did a few, and then I started attaching them, and you will see the end result. Now, you will see that it looks like it's already done. Jazzy came in and she says, this is exactly the way I want it. She attached the things, the ghosts, the bats, and the words. So I just hot glued some of the pieces because I knew they were going to come off. She didn't want to do craft, but she really wanted to make sure I did it exactly the way she wanted this part. So she picked the words out of a bunch of stack of words that I had, and she put the bats exactly where she wanted, and the ghost and the word boo. So that's why it looked like it was completed, but it wasn't. It was just her final touch. Now, everyone in my house absolutely has loved this, including my oldest. She actually let it be in her door. Like, she didn't mind it. She actually likes it. So, and she didn't want anything in her room because it doesn't go with her stuff. So I am so happy. And again, you can make it more puffy, less puffy. You don't have to add this. I think it came out super cute. Now, if you didn't want to add those, Dollar Tree also had these. Then maybe you can just glue it on the top or whatever. But again, one of my favorite pieces. All I did was attach a little, what is it called? A twine, I guess, to the top with a ton of hot glue. And then you see it on my daughter's door. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the project, if you guys are thinking of doing it. And if you do, please send me a picture. All right, thank you guys. Bye.